Good morning, Crypto Chaos. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I whip my head back and forth like the freaking markets, man. Wow. Crazy. Yeah, we just witnessed something. It was nuts. Right, how you guys doing this morning? Nothing seems to work this morning in my studio. Let me see if I can fix the buttons, maybe. Oh, jeez. I had a feeling this was going to happen this morning. Quit this, start that back over. Am I gonna be able to start anything again? Something is going on, guys. Something's going on. Yeah, I'm gonna be scuffed this morning, guys. That's just how it's gonna be. Good morning. Let's get back to it. There's nothing I can do about the buttons. Nope, my computer's about ready to freeze, apparently. Shit. Oh man, good morning. Welcome back. No more weekend. We have this instead. I was gonna start 4 or 5 minutes earlier, but I can't even switch my screen over. That's crazy. There we go. I can at least do that. But everything is frozen. I can hardly move. Okay, all right. I got this in front of my face. I can't get rid of that, but you guys can't see it. So okay. All right, whatever. We shall move on. 70,800 right now on Bitcoin, attempting to break out in a bull flag this morning. Shot up about 5%. Oh, 5% on that $3,000 wick to the upside so far this morning. As Donald Trump says he's going to give Iran 5 days to get their shit together, basically, and come up with a deal. The deal though is like, I don't know. It's to me, it reminds me of China last year on the tariffs. Oh, we're having great talks with China, and then we're not having any talks with China. And that's what China was saying last year. And then this year, they're like, oh, we're talking to them. We're giving them 5 days. It was a good talk. And yet, Iran's saying, no, we're not talking to them at all. So I don't know what to believe anymore, guys. But I have a whole bunch of clips to show, of course, to show you at the beginning of this morning. That's why I jumped over here a little earlier to get started. We got about 10 minutes till the opening bell, guys. And yeah, crypto is already starting to rebound. Can I really not bring this over now? What the hell? Okay, I'm going to really struggle today, guys. My computer's just not working. All right, here we go.
Coming up, Taco Monday. President Trump postponed strikes on Iran's energy infrastructure for 5 days, saying that the two sides have held good talks.
But Iran... Now, are they, though? Because I realized over the weekend, too, we've been getting videos, at least as of last night, that they were attacking the energy grid. I don't know what to believe anymore. Let's see if we can find that clip. Energy, Iran... attack. Man, it's all just the big old propaganda machine. Okay, where's that one video I remember seeing? Was it this one? Was this one? No, not that one. Too much stuff on fire over there right now. It's the other fire. It's the other fire. This one, yeah. It would appear that at some point last night, the 48-hour deadline was indeed more disinformation. Judging by this video, it shows a significant series of strikes in Tehran, Iran in the past hours. U.S. has begun to attack the energy infrastructure. Now, allegedly this morning, again, we didn't touch it. We didn't do it. We're giving them 5 days. I don't know.
Media is pushing back, denying any negotiations, direct or indirectly, between Tehran and Washington.
Airlines seeing some of the biggest rebounds in terms of the stocks on the news, while energy stocks are plunging with the price of oil. Danny?
It is stunning market moves. Good luck if you're long or short this market. I honestly don't know how you trade this.
Yeah, I saw Brent down $16 a barrel at one point. So massive moves.
It's wild. And the worst of the moves aren't sticking, but directionally it is sticking. And you mentioned the travel stocks. I mean, this is a sector that the biggest of the rebound is still here with us. Carnival, by the way, this stock has been down 17% since the war broke out. This morning, United up 6.4%, Carnival up 6.7%. Ferrari, those shares are up 5.5%. So all of the travel, consumer, exposed to oil price type stocks, a big rebound this morning.
Yeah, Ferrari obviously very exposed to buyers in the Middle East.
Yes.
They had suspended deliveries. Take a look at commodity stocks after we see these incredible swings in oil. As I said, Brent crude at one point down $16 a barrel. Occidental coming down $4.50. Newmont Mining actually rebounding a little bit with the price of gold because it had been down.
Yeah, gold, man. I can't not believe how low gold went over the weekend. If you guys are just catching this, it's up about $100 now. But we did hit a new low low on gold. One I was not expecting either. Of course, we covered it last Friday, and we hit our target last Friday. But then we had a whole another leg down that even passed through our other level of support into just about a little bit lower than the following level of support, 41,000, 4,200 on gold. Recovering now, of course. Crazy. Silver too rebounding as well, up from 64, 60. Oh wow, it actually dropped to 60 flat. $61 an ounce last night. $60,050. Jeez, okay. That one actually did finally hit my target. That one took a few extra days though. All right, so yeah, they're starting to rebound after hitting some of the lows, and then of course the S&P 500 will be open here soon. In about 5 minutes or less. All right, let's continue with the updates from this morning. Let me see if I can move a few more. I have a whole bunch of clips from this morning. I don't think I'll have time to play all of them. That's why I came over to 5 minutes early.
Correspondent and co-host of Surveillance. And Anne-Marie, you were asking all of the right questions when this came out on Truth Social from the president. Who were the talks with? How do we believe them? What have we heard in the time since we got that message from the president this morning?
The message from the president was clearly a signal of de-escalation. He was saying that these talks were happening, and then the new deadline really would be Friday, as long as the talks were continuing, that they would not go after Iranian energy infrastructure or power plants.
Hang on, 5 days from this morning.
5 days from this morning.
Will be Saturday morning.
Right.
Yes.
So, end of the week, right? End of the week. So what you have right now is the Iranian semi-official news agency, which obviously, and we've seen in the past and even present moments, they have been used for propaganda, but they all came out pretty swiftly saying that there are no talks, direct or indirect, with the United States. Some of them even saying that this has to do with the president's reaction to higher energy prices. Now we have the president speaking to Fox Business earlier this morning, asked about the Iranian media denying these talks, and the president is saying that talks were held as recent as last night. He said that they were held by Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, and their counterparts. So we definitely want more clarity on who exactly the administration is speaking to when you have the Iranian media, semi-official, but state media, coming out and saying there are no talks. And on top of that, I think the market is questioning, is this just a call because the president, this tweet and this mini detente, because the president is feeling the pressure in terms of financial markets, or is the president trying to buy time to something else? And that is going to be a key question of today.
All right. Do you believe it? Do you guys believe it? I'm going to ask you guys in the chat. It's the same crap we went into last year, of course. Is Trump talking to China on tariffs? Is Trump actually talking to Iran on the war? Yeah, we've seen this before. Yes or no? All right. Let's see what else we got. I got a whole bunch of other clips here. I cannot move anything on my computer, though, or I use my buttons. I am kind of locked in. So if my computer crashes, guys, I apologize. I'm having technical difficulties this morning. All right, so another clip here. I showed you guys, allegedly, we don't know, lies, I don't know, propaganda, you name it.
Options for what took place this morning and this weekend, too. It's something JP Morgan has pointed out, too, that on one side, maybe Donald Trump isn't telling the entirety of the truth, which would not be a great thing. On the other side, perhaps talks did take place and the Iranian media organizations aren't fully aware. But in this back and forth, doesn't also represent this idea that perhaps there are multiple factions in Iran, that maybe talks are taking place in some capacity, but then there are others trying to exert control. Doesn't this show just how messy this situation is and how...
Oh, certainly. We got to keep going, though. I have one big clip here I could probably play, and then we got to, of course, jump over to the opening bell, guys. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? Too much tired winning. I'm tired of winning, of course. Too much winning again. Calling for baseline bear into the weekend, the entirety of the weekend. Who else can show you where Bitcoin's going to go over the course of, 4 days? Friday, Saturday, Sunday into Monday. Crazy. And yeah, of course, we called for baseline bear. And I did the squiggle, of course, showing you where I was likely thinking we were going to be by the end of this. And we're right on top of it right now going into Monday morning. Anything, of course, is possible this morning. Probably going to be seeing more of a rally just because, yeah, Trump said something right before the markets open. Yeah. Timing is everything, right? Yeah, I don't believe in coincidences, obviously. All right, too much. We're tired of winning, guys. I am tired of winning, though. I'm so tired of winning. All right, let's jump over there real quick.
Before this announcement in Beijing.
Energy prices are likely to stay high for the foreseeable future, putting some inflation pressure and also some pressure on the delivery chain or on the supply chain, and in that sense the situation is a little bit unstable.
All right, so
All right. We got a few minutes. I got about 2 minutes. Want to commence with the pleasantries. I apologize for the being off on the show this morning, guys. I cannot click on anything on my end. I can't even drag. Oh, I can finally drag some things over. Okay. All right. It's just kind of weird. And my buttons don't work. Yeah. My start button don't work. I can't type anything on my computer on the front end. Yeah, so that's happening. But anyway, I want to commence with the pleasantries, guys. Good morning. G-Dog in the house. How's it going, G-Dog? Good morning to you. Mario Gomez, how's it going, Mario? Good morning, everyone. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Me too, man. Hope me too. Good morning, my peeps. Good morning, Brandon. Mario Gomez also saying, we gonna need fireworks in the Middle East again. We're gonna see some more fireworks, it seems like, soon. Crypto JPEG says, just in time, let's go. Yes, ayo. Good morning, fam. Good morning. Why the F is Bitcoin over 70K? And of course, now you guys know. Same old bullshit, propaganda, whatever you want to believe. And right now you guys are saying, no, we're not actually talking with Iran, with a 70% on the poll in the chat. Yeah, trust me, bro. Those talks are happening, bro. And of course, I showed you the infrastructure allegedly getting attacked, even though they said they're going to postpone that attack for 5 days. I don't know. We don't know what to believe. Brandon White saying, I don't believe the mainstream media either. 100%. Never believe the mainstream media. Brandon White says, I believe the reporter that's my local reporter because I know him and he walks me through the bullshit. Nice. At least you got inside information where you live. All right, guys, we got to jump over there in about 30 seconds. About 30 seconds, yeah. We are going to have, of course, Doomberg covering the open bell. Let's go. Bitcoin's still holding right now.
An innovation.
700. Ooh. All right, any minute now, of course, we're doing that thing. Yeah, let's take a look and see what the overall sentiment is from the weekend before it opens. Right now, we have about 30 seconds, so just enough time to jump over there and look. Stock market still sitting in 16 from Friday. An extreme fear. That's probably going to flip this morning into maybe traditional fear, 26 maybe this morning. And then we have fear and greed on, of course, crypto. Right now sitting at 8 in extreme fear. Some of the lowest levels we've ever seen, of course, 5 being the lowest we've ever seen. All right, and we're still waiting. Yeah, come back. There we go.
2%. President Trump on Fox Business says we could have a deal with Iran within the next 5 days or sooner. He said, you've got Copa Airlines ringing the bell on the New York Stock Exchange. This is a stock that had been up almost 30% with reinvested dividends before the war. Now they are down more than 5%. And the same is true of Commercial Bank Group here. This is a stock that had been up more than 10% before the war, and now they're unchanged. So you can see a lot of the gains that we've had have been wiped out, which is just one more reason for President Trump to turn this thing around and back out of the Gulf.
And how much of that caused positioning to be low to the ground or short this market? And then how many of those shorts are getting punished today as we get this rebound? Because there is a big rebound, Matt, in markets. I want to show you some of the individual stocks that are moving. United Airlines, for example, up 6.3% at the market market open. Carnival, which had fallen 17% since the war broke out, is now up 6.7%. Ferrari, which has also been tumbling as they've been unable to get their orders and their cars through to the Middle East, shares now up 4.3%. It's two different options for this market. Is this just the ultimatum didn't become tenable, so in the short term, President Trump is backing off there, or are talks actually happening? And in the latter scenario, that could mean maybe some of these gains stick, Matt.
Yeah, really interesting scenarios outlined there. And of course, we could see big moves in either direction. Take a look at what's going on with commodity stocks, because that's where you've seen the biggest moves today, well, in the underlying commodity and now the producers. Occidental actually down 2 2/3%. That's as oil drops drastically on this turnaround here. Newmont Mining higher because gold had been selling off pretty severely this morning, and it had been selling off since the war started. In fact, gold, which was over $5,000 an ounce, had dropped to at one point $4,099, but right now it's back up to $44.14. So Newmont Mining gaining ground, and CF Industries, which is a fertilizer trade, down still 6% as fertilizer turns around and drops in price as well. The prices, of course, have been elevated due to the closure of the Strait of Hormuz. Let's bring in PNC Chief Investment Officer Amanda Agati. And Amanda, you know, the purple haze of policy was your theme for last year, and now it's very clearly a purple haze of war that's driving all of these assets. How do you invest in this kind of atmosphere?
Well, Matt, it's great to be with you. Good morning, as always. We've gone from purple haze of policy uncertainty to a deep purple reference, I think. You know, geopolitical risk and conflict in particular is hitting a fever pitch here, and I think investors are just going to continue to get whipsawed for a while. I'll give you another fun musical reference. It ain't over till it's over.
I whip my hand back and forth.
Posts this morning say there's just so many conflicting reports. I think the best way to play it is to stay nimble, stay very well diversified, and buckle up, because this high volatility regime is likely to continue. It's not fancy,
buckle up,
but
Buttercup.
that's the best way to play this environment until we start to see some settling in terms of the conflict.
When you get these headlines, and let's just take today, you get these headlines and a market rallies, risk rallies. We're up 1.4% on the S&P. How do you decide whether that's a move you want to fade or stay away from?
Well, I think, you know, one day doesn't make a trend. So we're not making big moves today, certainly as a function of the news over the weekend and what we've heard early this morning. But we haven't been making big moves. We haven't pulled the rip.
All right. And we're not making big moves either, right? In the chat, right. Let's catch up with some of you guys. Yeah, Bitcoin's still hanging out around 70,700. Yeah, what is up, Chaos Crew? How's it going? Good morning, Pat Stackums. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Strawberry Dragons. Of course, our favorite flavor of dragon. I still can't believe she still has a job. Happy joy toy to you as well. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Had a great weekend. I'm glad to hear that, Joy. I'm glad to hear that. Good morning. Super Danny also here. It looks like Amelda, what? Why can't I not read that? Amedal Lafrifi. So that my pump really wrecked his shorts. Oh no. Looks like yeah. I think Neb's probably had the same problem this morning too. He was talking about some sort of fire up his butt this morning. I remember seeing it somewhere. I think it's gone now. All right, guys. So yeah, I also had a little bit of a play that didn't go my way either. But I don't mess with leverage. I pulled out some of my position on one of my projects, and now I'm just sitting on some cash. That's the worst case scenario I'm running into. I had a bunch of money at capital I pulled out just in case we see them pull back more this week, and I'm gonna have to sit on that for a little longer, I guess. But yeah, that's the difference between spot and leverage, guys. Be safe out there. All right. Let's see what else we got. Gold had what was that? Had a $200 2-minute candle. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. Gold and silver recovering this morning, as we already covered that the very open of the show. All right, guys. Let's see what else we can get into. Jumping over to Bloomberg, see what else they're yapping about.
We started with yields higher.
Kramer's,
the gut punch reaction. They dropped suddenly after that Trump Truth Social post. And as we get the denials, they moved to unchanged. But we were just speaking with Peter Shear of Academy of Securities.
That's true. That's true. It could still come down after people start questioning whether or not we're actually talking. Like I said, this reminds me of China last year and the tariffs. We're talking, but China says, "Oh, we're not talking to the orange man, no." And it's all the rest, of course, is history. And he's not even going to have that scheduled meeting after their minerals deal just kind of ended, right? That ended this month. Let's get back into CNBC. Let's see what Cramer and friends are talking about this morning on the Up and Up.
Cadence, right? They're the two.
Yeah.
It's a duopoly.
Yes, it is.
And the reason we're talking about this morning is Elliott, the largest and most important activist out there, has taken what they are calling a multiple billion stake in the company. The market cap about $80 billion before the beginning of trading this morning. The stock is up a little over 3%. And Jim, the thesis essentially boils down to these guys are central to the most important thing going on right now, which is obviously the design and creation of chips around AI and into the data center.
All right, I'm already over it, but Bitcoin just hit 71,000. And I don't have my buttons, so you're going to get the classic analog version. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Hopefully you're awake now. All right. So that's what we got going on so far. Let's get into some of the headlines. We have, of course, moving the markets today. Oil tumbles after Trump postpones U.S. strikes against Iran energy infrastructure for 5 days. I am pleased to report the United States of America and country of Iran have had, over the last 2 days, very good and productive conversations. Allegedly. Regarding a complete and total resolution of hostiles in the Middle East, Trump said in a Truth Social post. And this is what we're looking at. Oil prices tumbled Monday after President Donald Trump said that U.S. and Iran had productive talks. I am very pleased to report that the United States of America and the country of Iran have had, over the past 2 days, very good, productive conversations. Okay. Again, allegedly. Regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East, I have instructed the Department of War to postpone any military strikes against Iran's power plants and energy infrastructure for at least 5-day period. Some people are saying that also gives him more ample time to get more people out there in 5 days. The post comes after Trump's Iran 48 hours to reopen the Strait of Hormuz. To be sure, it's still not clear with the key shipping route will reopen. That was some of the threats that Iran had last 2 days, that they're not going to open up the Strait of Hormuz. They're going to keep it locked down permanently. And then what was the other talks back and forth? Oh yeah, Trump was also threatening nuclear war as well, allegedly. So it's been kind of again, whip your hair back and forth kind of day. All right. Let's see what else we have this morning. Let's take a look at the overall sentiment today. Fear and greed, as I just showed you guys, was sitting at 16 before we opened. We're still sitting at 16 right now, an extreme fear for the stock market. Again, expect more volatility as time goes on. I don't think any of this is really priced in yet. But the bots are definitely out there and wrecking people out of their shorts this morning. Let's take a look and see what is going on with crypto fear and greed. Again, we were sitting at 8 when we opened. We're still sitting at 8. Nothing has changed. And the dollar sitting at 99.3 on the Dixie. I was just at 100 before the open, and we are back down to 99.3. A huge drop this morning on the Dixie. So that's good to see. Crypto bubbles. Crypto bubbles on the day. Midnight's the single most thing pumping right now. Overall assets are up an average of 1.7% on the top 100 and 1.3 on the top 2. Looking for assets that are oversold? Look somewhere else. You ain't gonna find them here. WorldCoin's the only thing oversold, with ENA and Mantle. Those three. DCR also within a week on the weekly. Again, within that 15 percentile range we usually look for here. Looking at the monthly, again, nothing's even close to our 30 or 40% targets. Doing the same thing over here for the top 200. Again, Siren ripping like crazy. It was up 150% just yesterday. It looks like it's still up over 50% above that. It's like 200% now on the week. All right, so also what's also going over here on the top 200, memes are coming back out of nowhere. One of these we talked about last night on my Patreon live, so if you guys are over there, you know what we're talking about. Bananas for scale. And when my community told me about this, I was like banana in a picture for scale. But you just never know why the hell these coins actually pop off. I mean, it could just be a viral, Instagram, trend going or something on TikTok. Akash is up 85% on the month. And DXE, Qubit, and Grass. Some of these are some of my community's favorites or picks. So shout out to at least two of these. I'm not going to say which two. All right, let's get back to the daily and see what else is going on here on the day. Looks like Helium, Kula are the top movers today, over 13%, 14% respectively on today. Looking at least 15 to 20% off on the week. Bard still slipping. Holy crap! Now down 54% on the weekly. It could be a good time to be picking this up. Again, it is pretty new, still trying to find its bottom. Again, just got some bad press as well. I'm just kind of waiting on the sidelines, as I'm looking at like a hawk. Now that I have some dry powder from that move that didn't work out this morning. Also, we got Xano still up 59% on the week. That's crazy for Xano. Of course, they're partnered token in the ecosystem with CBEC. So let's see what else we got going on the monthly. The biggest mover we have to the downside is Humanity token. If you're a fan of that, I am pretty much not. Bard's down 34% on the month, just barely fitting in our criteria there. We did see a new all-time low on IP Story. That's down 40% now on the monthly. Again, it hit its new low this morning, actually, 63.4. 63.4. That's crazy on Story. My call originally was 70, and it went very much beyond that. Total market cap right now on Story is sitting at $232 million. Could be a time to load up on that as well. So I do like IP oversold that much. Pith runner up. It's been a while since we talked about Pith. Now it's getting closer to an oversold territory. I remember the months we were just talking about that, month after month in a row, 30-40% off. But now we're sitting at about 26% on the month, coming up a little bit now. So again, maybe a runner up would be Pith today. Got some blood though. I do like to see some things actually oversold to get into the next month. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Again, just my 2 cents, not financial advice, and my buttons don't work, so we're moving on. I buy that for $1. Yeah, you guys know. Okay, doing the thing. Let's get back over to more Doomberg. They're on break right now. CNBC probably on break. And what time is it? About 15 minutes early for our crypto news. We could get into that soon. Looks like Trump's on here right now.
Supreme Leader. We don't. Well, nobody heard of the second Supreme Leader, the Son.
Are these direct?
Nobody. We have not heard from the Son. Every once in a while, you'll see a statement made, but we haven't. We don't know if he's living. But the people that seem to be running it, and they seem that based on really fact, because things they've said have taken place.
Mr. President,
Again,
Mr. President, I know you've deployed.
because I don't want him to be killed. Okay, I don't want him to be killed.
Mr. President, you've deployed.
Nobody wants to be that. Nobody wants that job right now. Nobody's exactly looking forward to being the head of that particular country, but perhaps we'll be able to solve that problem.
Mr. President, you've deployed ICE agents to American airports today. Newsmax, sir. You've deployed ICE agents.
You're not doing a very good job.
You've deployed ICE agents.
You're not doing a good job. Did you hear me? Okay, go ahead.
What exactly do you want from these
I'm
talks?
taking CNN over Newsmax.
What exactly are you looking for in these talks, Mr. President?
We're looking for all of the things that we've been talking about. We want to see no nuclear bomb, no nuclear weapon, not even close to it. Low key on the missiles. We want to see peace in the Middle East. We want the nuclear dust. We're going to want that. and I think we're going to get that. We've agreed to that. Yeah, we've agreed to that.
You want the enriched uranium before you can end this.
And we want no enrichment, but we also want the enriched uranium. If this happens, it's a great start for Iran to build itself back, and it's everything that we want. And it's also great for Israel, and it's great for the other Middle Eastern countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, all of them, Kuwait and Bahrain in particular. So it's great for all of them.
If the war is ending, do you still need $200 billion?
It's always nice to have. It's always nice to have. It's a very inflamed world, and the Democrats inflame it. You know, largely the Democrats inflame it. Let me just talk about the others. So ICE has done very well. I've requested. Now, you know, I'm a big believer that they should be able to wear masks when they go and hunt down, you know, murderous criminals and others. But for purposes of the airport, I've requested that they take off the mask. I don't like it for the airport, and I believe they are willing to do that.
Mr. President, ICE wear masks, not at the airport, but they need to do it when they're out in the country.
The people coming into the airport, typically speaking, aren't murderers, killers, drug dealers, etc. There may be a few of them, but there are many. They're people that want to come into the country, or that people want to leave the country, go into maybe their home country. So I didn't think it was an appropriate look for an airport. I think it's a very appropriate look when they're out on the street trying to find one of the 11,888 murderers that Sleepy Joe Biden led into our country.
Elon Musk, sir.
Last year you gave a $10,000 bonus. Sorry. Last year you gave a $10,000 bonus to Tuesday workers who kept showing up to work during the shutdown. Will you do that again?
Well, it could happen. It's amazing. There are people that are really, really loyal and great, and it's not easy for them. And this is all caused by the Democrats. It's just so you know, all this money was approved. Everything was approved. This is done. The Democrats went in, and they want to have radical left lunatics come into our country. They want to have drug dealers. They want to have murderers come into our country. They want to have open borders, and we're not letting it happen. That's what this is all about. They don't want voter ID. They don't want proof of citizenship. They don't want mail-in ballots. They're so corrupt. What they want, the only thing they want is mail-in ballots. So we also added, as you know, into the Save America Act. And it's called Save America. It's not the Save Act. But we added no transgender mutilization of our children and no men in women's sports.
Elon Musk, sir.
If these talks go well and you reach
I don't think he's going to be a Newsmax.
If these talks go well and you reach a ceasefire agreement with Iran, do you believe Israel would abide by that agreement?
I think Israel will be very happy with what we have. We just spoke to Israel a little while ago. I think they'll be very happy. This will be peace for Israel, long-term peace, guaranteed peace. If this happens, and you know I can't guarantee it, but I think it's going to. My life is a deal. That's all I do is deals my whole life. I think this is something that's going to happen. And why wouldn't it happen? So tomorrow morning sometime, their time, we were expected to blow up their largest electric generating plants that cost over $10 billion to build. It's a very good one. There was no dearth of money. And one shot, it's gone. It collapses. Why would they want that? So they called. I didn't call. They called. They want to make a deal. And we are very willing to make a deal. It's got to be a good deal. And it's got to be no more wars, no more nuclear weapons. They're not going to have nuclear weapons anymore. They're agreeing to that. Any of that stuff, there's no deal.
Have they offered to reopen?
How are you going to, you said you want to get the enriched uranium. How are you going to get the enriched uranium? Are you going to
It's very easy. If we have a deal with them, we're going down and we'll take it ourselves.
Can I ask you, the Treasury lifted sanctions on Iranian oil that was out to sea. You criticized President Obama for giving Iran $1.7 billion.
Well, I just want to have as much oil in the system as possible.
But Iran is
and we don't even know if Iran gets that money. Frankly, I think it's very hard for them to get it. But you have ships that are out there that are loaded up with oil. Rather than keep it there, I would rather see it go to the system. Any small amount of money that Iran gets is not going to have any difference in this war. But I want to have the system be lubricated.
Even $14 billion you don't think helps them?
Where's the $14 billion?
Because the inflated price, they get $14 billion from the.
I don't think they're getting the money. I could tell you, when this is all over, I will tell you who's getting the money.
Mr. President, the Marines from California, given that it'll take them weeks to arrive, is the intention to police the strait or take cars?
What are you talking about?
Well, it's been reported that there are Marines that left California, left San Diego last week, at the end of the week. Why are they headed there now?
Well, let me ask you this. If you were in my position and I asked you that question, do you really believe I'd give you an answer? It's a crazy question.
Mr. President,
we don't talk about strategy. Yeah?
Another woman was killed by an illegal immigrant. That was why they not the Biden administration.
Let in by Biden.
Give a message for her family.
It's devastating. These people were let in by Biden. We're getting them out. We're getting them out fast. That's why ICE is so important. They're doing such a good job. This animal, I saw the whole thing last night. They gave me a briefing. Came in through Joe Biden with his open door policy and his border czar, Kamala, who never saw the border. Never made one phone call. All the ICE people, you see, they all know me. Everyone knows me. They like me. I speak to them all the time. Didn't make one phone call during 4 years. She was the border czar to anybody on the border. Never went there. This person came in through the open door policy of Joe Biden, and we have others. We're taking them out by the tens of thousands. We're doing a great job, but it's a shame. They've hurt our country. Just remember this. Joe Biden and that gang of radical left lunatics, some very smart, but radical left and bad ideology, sick people. These people have hurt our country very badly.
Are we directly talking with Iran?
Those uranium power plants. How is that different from what Russia has been doing in Ukraine by hitting Ukrainian power plants?
Well, I think it's a lot different. And if you look at the nuclear weapons that they wanted to have, that they wanted to possess, a lot of things are different. I'm not a fan of what Russia's doing either, just so you understand. All right? But it's a lot different. You're talking about a country that has been evil for 47 years. They've been horrible. Death all over the world, not just us. Look at the way they attacked unexpectedly all of those countries surrounding them. It was not supposed to be. Nobody was even thinking about it. But they wanted to take over the Middle East, and they wanted to knock out Israel permanently. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have been able to do that.
Are we Mr. President talking to Iran?
Mr. President, do you know whether Joe Kent was leaking?
Look, I'm not a fan of the guy. If you look at, and you never cover this, if you look at his truths or whatever he went on, if it's X or truth, if you look at his truths or his statements, he was all for everything. All of a sudden, he wasn't. He was a man that I met at Dover. He came and his wife was killed. He remarried fairly quickly. His wife was killed, and I felt badly for him. He ran for Congress, he lost. He ran for Congress again and he lost. I said, you know, he's a guy, nice guy, seemed like a very nice guy. I met him, he was pretty heartbroken, but I said, you know, it's a shame. He ran for Congress twice. Call him up, give him a job in the White House. Smart. They gave him a job in the White House, and this is what he does to me, you know? Being a nice guy doesn't pay off too much.
Mr. President.
Think of it. He loses twice in Congress, ran not very good campaigns, should have won, but he loses twice. How do I get him? I have my people call him, because I didn't deal with him for the most part. I saw him a couple of times, but I never dealt with him at all. I had no idea his ideology was left or right, whatever it is. I can say this. He said very strongly that Iran is not a threat. Iran's been a threat for 47 years, and there's not a country in the world that doesn't agree with me on that. So I take this guy, Joe Kent, who lost twice for Congress, pretty badly and tough, and was devastated, and I know that he lost his wife. So instead of letting him live out his life, I brilliantly have my people call him and offer him a job in security, essentially, in the White House. And what does he do? He goes out and he says that Iran is not a threat to get publicity. Now, he probably signed up with CNN or maybe signed up with your division of Newsmax. I don't know, but probably signed up with CNN or somebody. But if you look at his tweets X's or truths, whatever he uses. I don't know because I don't follow him. What he said is 100% he agrees with me. All of a sudden he leaves. I never knew he had a problem. Now I hear they're looking at him for leaking. That's possible. But just so you understand, just to put it to rest, he lost twice badly. He also lost his wife. He's remarried since. He lost his wife. I felt badly for him. So I told my people, reach out to him, give him a job at the White House. This is the thanks I get. Any other questions?
Overall crime in
He said
Memphis,
Iran
sir.
was not an imminent threat, that's what the intelligence showed.
I think it was an imminent threat. I think that Iran, if we didn't bomb them with the B-2 bombers, now that set them back, but if we didn't hit them with the B-2 bombers, they would have had a nuclear weapon within 2 weeks to a month. And if they had a nuclear weapon, they would have used it as soon as they got it.
If you obliterated their nuclear sites last summer with your strikes, then how can you argue it was an imminent threat now?
Oh, we hit them so hard we obliterated them. But that doesn't mean with the right equipment you can't dig down and go get it. We don't want that, and we won't have that. But we obliterated that site. They still haven't been able to get it. That was a complete success. But if it wasn't, they would have had. If we didn't hit them, if we didn't use the B-2 bombers, which are unbelievable. We just ordered 22 more of them. Modern version, by the way, super modern version. If we didn't hit them with the B-2 bombers, they would have had, within 2 weeks of that attack, that's why we hit them, because we knew they would have had a nuclear weapon. They would have used it on Israel and the entire Middle East.
Overall crime in Memphis is down 43% since you began this task force. Is this a template you think is
well?
working?
What I'm doing today, really, this was a little bit before, set up a couple of weeks ago. This was before we had this situation with Iran take place last night. And by the way, they're just not communicating. When they say, I'm sure they don't mean that. When somebody says, oh, I didn't know you were talking. We were talking last night. And I'm sure they have a lack of communication, which is appropriate considering we blew up, in addition to their Navy, Air Force, every division, their radar. We also blew up all of their anti-aircraft and communication. So they have no telecommunications. So there is a lack of, I would imagine, a lack of coordination.
If you're worried about the miscommunication.
Well, we think all we can do is think, look, we have numerous leader groups. They've all been killed. Very dangerous position. Khomeini was killed. Khomeini's son is unavailable. Nobody knows what happened to him. I can say they haven't seen him there either. Something is going on with him. But regardless, I don't consider him really the leader. But they do have some leaders left because we blew up group number 1, group number 2, a lot of group number 3. But we think we have people that are very representative of the country and will do a good job in representing.
Elon Musk has offered to pay TSA workers during this DHS shutdown. Is this something that you've been speaking to him about?
Yeah, I'd love it. I think it's great. Let him do that. And I want to thank ICE because they stepped in so strongly. They'll do great. And if that's not enough, I'll bring in the National Guard. We're not going to have the Democrats destroy our country. These people are the most destructive, sick people, the Democrats. They want, and they're fighting for this. They're fighting for men and women's sports. They're fighting for transgender for everybody. Everybody go out, get your kid a nice operation, and change the sex of your kid. They're fighting for, think of it. They don't want you to do voter ID. You walk into a booth. In California, if a person who's doing voting, an official, asks you for identification, they're subject to being arrested. What's wrong with this country? So we're fighting it hard. And I think they should, because the Democrats are being blamed for the shutdown, and it's their fault, and they're getting killed. That's why when I announced yesterday about ICE, the Democrats called. We want to settle. We want to settle. And I told the people, don't settle. Don't settle. Because we have something bigger. Only settle if you get the Save America Act, voter ID, and so important, proof of citizenship, etc. Thank you very much.
Whose idea was that to put ICE at the airport?
We're dealing really...
Whose idea was it?
Mine. That was mine.
And can I ask you,
That was like the paperclip. You know the story of the paperclip? 182 years ago, a man discovered the paperclip. It was so simple. And everybody that looked at it say, why didn't I think of that? ICE was my idea. First person I called was Tom Homan. I said, what do you think? He said, I think it's great. Then I saw today there was some masks on. I didn't think the masks were appropriate. I put out a statement and I asked them, would it be possible to take off the mask? Because they should wear a mask when they're dealing with the murderers and the thugs let into our country.
You said there's many points of agreement with Iran right now.
Many.
What, can you give us a
Many,
few of those?
like 15 points. 15 points.
Iran has said yes.
Well, they're not going to have a nuclear weapon. That's number one. That's number 1, 2, and 3. They will never have a nuclear weapon.
They said yes to that?
They've agreed to that.
Will we see arrests, illegal migrant arrests at airports, sir?
Arrests?
Will we see ICE arresting illegal migrants at airports?
Yeah, that's why the Democrats are going crazy, because they've allowed, by what they did, and hold up, we put ICE, who are a very high level, I mean, they really are a high level group of people, and they love it because they're able to now arrest illegals as they come into the country. That's very fertile territory, but that's not why they're there. They're really there to help.
Are we talking to Iran directly? To no enrichment whatsoever, even for medical purposes, civilian purposes?
They have. Thank you.
What about the Strait of Hormuz? Who's going to be in control of that?
That'll be opened very soon if this works.
How soon? And who's in control of it? Will Iran still be able to control the flow of oil?
Be jointly controlled.
By who?
Maybe me. Maybe me.
You want the United States to be in
Me
control
and the Ayatollah, whoever the Ayatollah is, whoever the next Ayatollah. Look, and there'll also be a form of a very serious form of a regime change. Now, in all fairness, everybody's been killed from the regime. They're really starting off. There's automatically a regime change. But we're dealing with some people that I find to be very reasonable, very solid. The people within know who they are. They're very respected. And maybe one of them will be exactly what we're looking for. Look at Venezuela, how well that's working out. We are doing so well in Venezuela with oil and with the relationship between the president-elect and us. And maybe we find somebody like that in Iran.
Are you considering any more options to lower the price of oil while these stocks?
The price of oil will drop like a rock as soon as a deal is done. I guess it already is today. No, we have a very serious chance of making a deal. That doesn't guarantee anything. I'm not guaranteeing anything. I'm not going to come out here in a week or 2 weeks and have you all say, oh, you said. I didn't say anything. All I'm saying is we are in the throes of a real possibility of making a deal. And I think if I were a betting man, I'd bet for it. But again, I'm not guaranteeing anything. They want to make a deal very badly. Thank you.
What changes would you like to see in DHS under Mark Wayne Mullen?
Well, he's going to be fantastic. He'll make his own change. He's already given me a list of people he wants to bring. He's a fantastic guy. I think he's just the right guy. You all know him. He's a very open, smart guy, very successful actually in business, which people don't know. And he's a friend of mine. I think Mark Wayne is going to be fantastic. Thank you.
Are these direct talks to Iran?
On the plane crash that happened
Terrible. They made a mistake. It's a dangerous business. That's terrible. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, that was President Trump. Some wide-ranging comments on two key areas. One, of course, the war.
All right. So, yeah, Trump just got done speaking, of course, about the war. Yeah, the markets, of course, still reacting. 71,600 so far this morning on Bitcoin. We're still early. It's only just 10 o'clock right now. 10 o'clock right now. Are we going to see a pullback or a further rip? Of course, guys, if you're just joining us, of course, I called the entire move over the weekend like we do every single weekend and every single day. I'm tired of winning, guys. Tired of winning. My buttons still don't work. But, yeah, tired of winning. Winning. Tiger blood, you know all the things. Of course, calling for baseline bear into the weekend. Basically landing right down the middle. Like I told you guys we would. No black swan-like events. We did test some of the lower ranges of our trend, but we still aren't only making higher lows. I know people were excited to hopefully see lower lows on Bitcoin, but we still haven't even got in there, man. We haven't even gotten in there at all. Not at all. Last time we touched it, we did touch the edge of it again. That could be, of course, another higher low, and that could be it. But yeah, we still haven't touched the main trend on the Wix, 66,000 on Bitcoin. Still could be happening. Still could happen. Anything's possible. Anything's possible. All right. Play the thing. The thing. Do the thing. How's it going, John Doe? Good morning. Good morning. What else is we got here in the chat? I mean, neglecting guys for a little bit here. What is that? John Doe's got a link for us. Let's take a look and see what he's got for us this morning. Oh, geez, bomb on.
This is like a rock war number 2. A rock war number 2. I like to look at those oil supplies. I'd be ashamed if someone invaded you. If someone invaded you. And I ran so far away. Bomb I bomb them night and day. But destroy USA.
But destroy USA, yeah. Love it, love it. Of course, a flock of seagulls. Not quite a flock of seagulls this morning. Classic. Love it, love it. Thank you, John, for that banger this morning. If you guys want to watch it, he's got the full link for you down below. They'll still probably flag me on that, but whatever. What can you do? What can you do? Let's take a look and see how the overall market's holding up here. Did we flip bullish yet? So we still sitting in extreme fear at 8 in extreme fear. Yes, we are. Let's take a look at crypto news this morning, as we are just on time to dive into that. Let's see what we have. I tell you that you want to mark your calendar for the 25th. That's going to be Wednesday. We're going to be talking about that markup on the Clarity Act in the Senate, and I think they're going to have another banking committee meeting this Tuesday. So moving towards possibly getting the Clarity Act passed into the month of April. That's the goal, though, I guess. Let's see, anything else going on here? Oh, cool. We got some Akira bike there. Siren token surges 340% in 7 days. Draws scrutiny over a concentrated supply. Yeah, like all the other ones, right? Most of the supply is usually in like the top, 30% of the wallets. Let's see, anything else going on here? Not really feeling any of these articles this morning on Cointelegraph. Let's see what else we got here this morning on CoinDesk. Bitcoin surges above 71,000 as Trump postpones Iran strikes for 5 days, allegedly. Okay. Tom Lee, Bitmine extends buying streak with 138 million. We also have Michael Saylor purchasing more Bitcoin as well, or making his announcement today. Let's take a look and see what that is over on X. Last week it was 22,000 coins. The week prior was like 17,900. So let's see if he's. I think there's a bigger dot this weekend too. So he's probably going to have 25 to 30,000. That'd be my guess. Let's take a look. See here. Okay, no, only 1,000 acquired for $76 million. As of 3/22, we HODL 762,000 acquired for a total of $57 billion. So not quite really feeling those dots, my man. The bigger dots, not quite as big as the last one, but yeah, the dot on the actual thing was okay. I can't find it anymore. I think I shared it last night anyway. I guess those don't really mean anything anymore. If you guys also too, if you're not using Brave Browser, I don't know how to help you. I use Brave Browser here on the channel every single day. You're able to avoid all of the ads, and they actually had a little bit of an anime reference here. Yeah, Brave, when the website tries to show you a cookie pop up, and then Brave does this. Yes, 100%. Referencing, of course, Gundam Wing, the great, of course, Gundam Wing. Do love me some Gundam in the morning. So yeah, that's Brave Browser. Again, guys, it works on your phone too. You have the browser also as an app on your phone. Don't watch those ads. Don't pay for also what you get for free, guys. You won't pay it for free. 71,700 right now on Bitcoin. Attempting to break above 72. Again, we're trying to see if we can dig up any good positive information from the news sites this morning. It's kind of lackluster. Looking at some of the stuff I want to kind of go over with you guys this morning as well. Dubai is completely empty after all the, of course, terror, of course, in the Middle East. Dubai is empty. I also reported too over the weekend on my X account that Dubai's market is just tumbling, man, tumbling. I don't know where the hell that went. I have too many things, of course, I share over on X. Don't forget to buy a Bitcoin and hold for 4 years. That's all. That's yeah. If Sailor gets approached, this is his immediate reaction, of course. Okay. Oh yeah, and then we had Sanake Takaichi also laughing at the at the auto pen in place of Biden on the Hall of Presidents. That's hilarious. Hilarious. And then of course the internet had to react on that as well with this post here. Yeah, this one. Head back. Crazy place we live in. Also, the other highlights we had this weekend. I did not know that she was actually a rocker. Sanaya Takaichi was actually, in a band before. I think I had another thing. Yeah, look at these pictures. Crazy. She's my kind of girl. My buttons don't work. But yes. Don't worry, Takaichi. I can come over there. I can help your country out. Very odd statement from Trump about the cellular signals. If you guys didn't see that clip as well, he was like, "Oh yeah, it's so great about 5G. We're going into 6G, and we can see through people's skin." And oh my God,
we're into 6G now. I just 5G. I was a leader on 5G, getting that done. And now they're up to 6.
Let's do it again.
What does that do? Give you a little bit deeper view into somebody's skin? See, I like the cameras the old days. So they just had a nice feature. Now they cover every little. Let's see, Michael, you're in good shape. You're not gonna. But I tell you, it's the 6 is coming, huh?
Yeah, wasn't supposed to say that part out loud, Trump. Google searches for help with mortgages also spike as well. This is, of course, coming back off of the last update we had on the Google Trends for can't sell home. Help with mortgage. The highest levels you've ever seen those on Google searches. Times are tough, guys. Times are tough. OpenClaw, yeah, someone made a little robot. A lobster, a little toy, of course, to represent their AI friend.
Listen, OpenClaw is like a tool I've been given. It's open source, went viral, and it lets an AI like me run the show.
It's hilarious. And we were watching Austin Powers on the Patreon last weekend too, and then this one popped up immediately after. I'm like, there's no way.
Cuba
We're living in a simulation.
I do believe I'll be having the honor of taking Cuba. That'd be good. That's a big honor.
Taking Cuba.
Taking Cuba in some form, yeah. Taking Cuba. I mean, whether I free it, take it, I think I could do anything I want with it. You want to know the truth? They're a very weakened nation right now.
Honestly, Trump bald is actually not a bad look. It's better than the toupee. All right. What else we got? I guess we can get into more crypto news. Anything else happening over on crypto Twitter? Because the news sites are not really covering anything exciting. Just in, Iranian foreign minister says that there's no talks with the United States, claims that President Trump's statements are an attempt to lower energy prices and buy time for military plans. And this is not the first time we've, of course, seen the complete opposite out of their, out of Iran. And China, too. Michael Saylor says strategy announces a $21 billion stretch ATM program and a new $21 billion MicroStrategy ATM program. So we're going to be, of course, buying more Bitcoin, and selling more shares. Japan to reduce capital profit tax to 20% on Bitcoin and Ethereum benefits starting April 2026. Again, the fiscal year starting soon. I think it starts on the 31st of this month. Beginning of next month, they will be slashing their crypto taxes from 55% to a flat 25 or 20 flat for approved tokens like Bitcoin and Ethereum. I didn't know there was a list of approved tokens. I thought it was all crypto. But that's unfortunate, I guess, for the rest of the market. Industry insights suggest that this could unlock billions from 8 million accounts. Billions of dollars from 8 million accounts. Okay. Follow the money. It's going to be fun, guys. It's going to be fun. Hopefully that comes next month. Right in time, of course, for the Bitcoin 2026 conference. Guys, we're going to be there. And, of course, it's going to be kind of rocky. But we're going to be there. We're going to be there. As Vegas right now, it's not a really great place to be. Michael Saylor's strategy announces a $42 billion plan to buy more Bitcoin. As I just mentioned, of course, their ATM program, they're calling it. Okay, Clown World. What the hell? Jeez. Anything else happening over on crypto Twitter? Not really. It's kind of lackluster. Everyone just retweeting Trump's tweets and Truth Socials. Eleanor Tourette, as of an hour ago, crypto and bank reps head to the Capitol to review the stablecoin deal as detail remain under wraps. Some crypto industry leaders will meet in the banking corporation today. The banking GOP today with banks set for tomorrow to review the product of the long-awaited compromise. Of course, that meeting I was talking about on Tuesday is still on. And then the Wednesday, a possible markup on Wednesday. The way that this is setting up to be played out, it looks like something might actually come out of this. Let's take a look real quick on Polymarket, see where the betting's up to. Last time we looked at it was 72%. And it looks like it's down to 68% chance now. A little bit from a drop from last week. All right. Let's see what else we got going on. Very bullish. Okay. 7 a.m. Trump. I am pleased to announce the ceasefire following very good decisions from Iran. There were no discussions with Trump. He's a liar. Yep. Absolute cinema. Of course, coming from the White House right now. All right. Wow, this is really lackluster this morning, guys. It's all political this morning. Banks race to tokenize deposits as stablecoin threat grows. Major banks, Citi, BNY, Mellon, the Standard Chartered, and reportedly exploring tokenized deposits, putting their regular bank money on blockchain to compete with stablecoins. All right. And then we got some comments from JP Morgan. A few days ago, JP Morgan CEO claimed that the stablecoin yield companies should be regulated like banks, despite operating very differently. And of course, that was like a week or two ago he said that. This led President Donald Trump frustrated by pushback from banks. The banks should not be trying to undercut the Genius Act and hold the Clarity Act hostage. Now that the deal has reportedly been reached with other lawmakers over the Clarity Act, it seems that Trump has got his way on the matter. I wanted to bring my my opinion before we jump back into back into TradFi news. Guys, if you want to hang out with the crew, it's only $15 a month on the Patreon. I didn't mean to actually show my Patreon, but I did want to go over there to grab something because I had a epiphany over the weekend. I'm just like, screw the Clarity Act. I don't think it even matters anymore. At least not for Bitcoin. I mean, other assets, yeah, maybe, but not for Bitcoin, in my opinion. I'm kind of over it. And you guys know I'm a big fan of Bitcoin, of course. Decentralization, DeFi, and I really don't want to see the sector hurt. But at this point, I think Bitcoin's going to power through regardless. And what I had to say about it, just so I can get back to it, because I was a little out of it when I said it, but it's true. Where is it? I had this to say over the weekend. All right. Yeah. So F the Clarity Act. I had F the banks and the stablecoin yields. Short term, good for banks. Long term, good for crypto and Bitcoin, specifically Bitcoin. And all the yields will be given in Bitcoin anyway, in crypto, in less than dollars, of course, if they don't want to give rewards. In dollars, right, in stablecoin. So of course, it'd be better for crypto and better for Bitcoin, especially if you're able to choose your rewards. Say you want Solana or Ethereum instead of dollars or Bitcoin. And of course, F it. Get it done. I'm just over it. Yeah, I just don't fuck over DeFi and innovation in the process. That's my my 2 cents on it. My 2 cents. All right, guys, let's move on. But that's how I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I don't really care anymore. The worst part of it that we have right now, and hopefully it gets revised, is that I think most assets are deemed securities out the gate. In this current version, at least the one we saw 2 or 3 weeks ago. It's been 3 or 4 maybe since we saw the bill. We'll see. Okay, and of course it's not going to happen anytime soon. The fastest this thing will probably go is like a month. All right, anything else happening right now? Looks like CNBC is still covering what is this? We're talking about private equities. We're talking about private, private. Okay, private lenders. I don't know. Let's get back over to Doomberg real quick. We're on break and we're going back to crypto news. Okay, cool. Let's get into cryptonews.net. Hopefully something good over here now. 1.6 trillion. Franklin Templeton reveals why they are betting big on XRP. I guess we can jump into that. New statements from Iran after Trump. Volatility continues in Bitcoin and oil. 71,400 on Bitcoin right now. Let's take a look and see what this is going on. This came out 30 minutes ago. This is probably the same thing. Are we up to date on? The situation in Strait of Hormuz cannot be restored to its pre-war state through psychological warfare. According to the report from Iran, Trump is going to try to buy time to lower energy prices. And any other direct quotes we have from this? Not really. I think we've heard all this morning anyway. All right. 1.6 trillion. Franklin Templeton reveals why they are betting big on Bitcoin. It's just going on, of course, back to CoinGate. Such a weird name for, of course, their news site. All right. Franklin Templeton positions XRP as foundational pillar for future financial system. During a Paul Barron podcast, Franklin Templeton's head of digital assets, Roger Basin, I do love Paul Barron, discussed the firm's perspective on XRP and XRP Ledger, XRPL. The institutional adoption, the shift towards utility-driven involvement in digital assets. He explained why TradFi institutions are betting big on crypto assets, especially with XRP. Roger Basin highlighted that Franklin Templeton's launch of Franklin XRP ETF, XRPZ, and the integration of tokenized money market funds on XRPL. He claims that the SEC CFTC harmonization initiative will serve as a catalyst for the next phase of the institutional adoption. Okay, but why is it great? Why are you excited for it, Franklin Templeton? He said they didn't buy XRP to speculate. They bought it because they needed to use it, emphasizing institutions are building and relying on the blockchain networks. Okay, so we're still using it as a banker's token? Okay. But we're offering it as an ETF. Oh my God. Okay, so which one is it? Is it an investment vehicle or something that actually has use case? Institutions in Wales accumulating XRP price dips on the price dips. I'm assuming that's a terrible headline there. Institutions in Wales continue to accumulate XRP during the latest sell-offs amid concerns over the Fed rate cut risks and escalating U.S.-Iran war. This is a nothing article. I tried to give them, it's a nothing article. Analyst Ali Martinez said a 12-hour XRP price chart. The rebound, blah, 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 blah. Is it even over $1.50 yet? Oh my God. Let's take a look. Where is it actually at right now? XRP sitting at $1.44. Of course, on the rise like everything else today. All right. 71,500 still on Bitcoin. Speaking of Bitcoin, let's take a look and see how the order books are holding up. I'm curious to see what's going on with that on Bitcoin. How much more moves? How many more legs do we have to get in higher prices today? Do we have any? Let's take a look. Kimba, of course, I will show you that on YouTube for free. Don't pay for it, get for free, guys. You guys know the drill. Oh, I can't zoom in because my computer's broken today. Damn it. All right. Trust me, bro. Let's just take a look. I can't zoom in and show you guys specifically what I'm looking at, but it looks like as of right now we have at least the trading volume almost 1.1 billion dollars ahead of the bears in total volume. We have a little bit of legs to get us a maybe 71,008, 71,9, testing that $72,000 range. Looks like we already wicked up there really quickly, not too long ago. Yep, 71,800 on a wick. It looks like we have more areas really short term, buying up a lot more on the lows here, closer to support, where we are right now at about 70K. You can see that right here. And then if you go back to the weekly, you can see more areas all across the board being added within the last 24 hours. About 6 hours, really. 6 hours is crazy. So a lot more activity coming back to crypto this morning. Anything else? Any other takeaways? Not really. More added, of course, to the entire meat of the order books. On below us, of course, you can see that giant wall. They basically filled in every single gap now between 55 and 60K. Again, 65 being the largest area of support we have remaining, and again the defending aspect of our trend line. So if we come back down the trend line, it's about 65. Okay, a little bit higher, 66 now as time goes on, of course. All right, so nothing else really to see there. Maybe some more higher prices coming this afternoon. The bears, of course, have they're a run for their money right now to hold back what they got left. Shorts getting wrecked, of course, this morning still. All right, I don't really see a pullback in sight. If we do see a pullback, it's probably going to be 70,000 flat first, and then 69.5, 69.3, probably 69.3 if I were to be a betting man. All right. So as of right now, Ripperoonie still between our baseline bear, of course, from last weekend. Okay, someone in the chat said this earlier, and I was like, yeah, you know what? I feel it. Let's check in with you guys too and see what else is going on in the chat this morning. Let me see. I spoke too soon, says Mario Gomez. What? I guess he doesn't need to be anywhere. What the hell? Oh yeah, Trump. Yeah, as soon as he walked away from the tarmac. Yeah. Brandon White says, where did he come up with the hand movement anyway? The hand movement. Trump. Danny also here. How's he going this morning? How you doing? We need to have a rooster fighter watch party. A rooster fighter watch party? Jeez. Pat Stackham says, USA bam, baby. California. Yeah, but don't swing that way, says Pat Stackham's. John Doe says, okay, the last conservative in Cali. Gotcha. Gotcha. Not many left over there. Lunar Entity in here in the chat. Check out the U.S. 10-year yield and the 5 March 20th. The 5 million, 10 million, and 15. Oh, okay. Time frames. Talking about time frames. 5, 10, and 15-minute time frames. Something sinister is happening in the plumbing. That's liquid price action. You see it crypto all the time. They tried to scrub the charts all day. It happened. The lower time frames still look illiquid. Looks like on the treasuries. U.S. bonds. Look it up. Ooh, look it up. I guess we can take a look at that. The 10-year. It's not really my my specialty though. My God. Let's take a look. Ooh. What is going on? I don't know if I'll be able to use those time frames in here. It looks like no, I can't do that in here. I'll have to do it on my chart. You're taking precious time away though. What's this? XRPL, I get rid of that. XPL. 10 year. I'm not gonna find it in crypto. 10-year futures. Which one am I looking at, guys? Which one do you want to look at? Yeah, man, this is not my thing. Okay, I guess we'll go there. 10-year futures. All right, then you're looking at the 1 minute, the 10 minute. I'm at the 10 minute. I don't have a 10 minute. I gotta throw it back in there. Yeah, I can't add that on there. The 15. What are we looking for? What are we looking for? Are we just looking at the Fed printing more money? What are we looking at? What are we looking at? US 10-year yield is the ticker. This one. Ooh. All right. So, like the kids say now these days, explain it to me like I'm 5. What is it? ELI 5? All right. So, people throwing more money back into the dollar. We have the bonds yielding 4.3% right now. Does anyone want a 10-year? No one wants long paper, right? No one wants long paper. Go down to the 5-minute on March 20th. Okay, the 5-minute on March 20th. Right here. Oh, little spike. My God. Holy crap! Up 3%. Wow, what 3%? 3%. But what does it mean? What does it mean? Is that you, Jim? Jim the Gunslinger? Is that you? Lunar Entity? I remember seeing that that icon too. And you used to be my my TradFi expert, because that's definitely not my deal. I think that is Jim, guys. That is not trading. It's a bot trying to cap spreads and keep them tight, he says on the treasury yield. Huh. I.e., there was no money there. No money. No money. Interesting. Interesting. I think that's Jim. He's got to confirm he's Jim, though, because YouTube's only showing me he's Lunar Entity. But I think that's our boy Jim. Yeah. Mod him. Everyone gets, of course, the mods these days. Yeah, I'm still trying to break YouTube's algorithm. The US 5-year looks way worse, says I believe that's Jim or Derringer Jim. Oh jeez. Yeah, you would know better than me, Jim. This is definitely not my expertise. I've only been focusing on TradFi for like the last 2 years, so that's definitely not my place. All right, so that's the US 10-year yield. Bitcoin's still sitting at 71,300. Let's get back to TradFi and see what else is going on. Moving the market. Some of you guys in the chat also saying, yeah, screw crypto, and your zombie coins aren't coming back. Yes.
Fuck crypto. You don't need the anxiety. Before you bought the bullshit fantasy coin, your life was good, but then you made some money and became greedy.
And now your bullshit fantasy coin is going to 0. Oh god, that's also, of course, an oldie but a goodie. All right, let's see what else we got from TradFi.
You get a little bit of sunshine as a disinfectant. People are going to be nervous, and the problem is the stories that have been leaking out for the most part are either redemptions that are being held up, or the headline grabbing stories of some loan that was marked at par, and oh, by the way, it's marked at essentially 0. So until you sort of see some stability, until sort of the pig in the python clears out in terms of the private equity redemptions, it's going to be prove me wrong, basically.
You know, we had Gary Gensler in here, former SEC chair, last week, and as it relates to this private credit issue, he was saying, hey, just put it in context. Private credit's a $2 trillion industry in the context of a total capital markets of $120 trillion. So just A, we're paying attention to it kind of thing, but B, just putting some context around it. Yeah, you mentioned the work function earlier. I mean, it looks like the market has no idea what this Fed is going to do. And is that reflective of what the Fed is doing?
You're just filling the time slot now. My God. Yeah, okay. We had Gary in here. I forgot what he said. Let's talk about something else. What the fuck? All right. Let's go back over to CNBC. We're really not talking about this still, really. Are we really still talking about Synopsis? Really? Oh my God. Okay. All right. Let's. Danny's got a link for us to take a look at something. Let's take a look at that, Danny. And then I guess Booster Fight.
うまい。この香ばしい香りと程よい苦味。やはり朝食はカメムシに限る。
I guess that's the markets this morning, man. Oh my God. Oh shit, guys. It's anyone's guess where we're gonna be at the end of the day. Yeah. We're just gonna have to wait and sit on our hands and see. All right, guys. I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Yeah. Markets so far doing okay. I feel like we're gonna probably start climbing down from this as time goes on, though. With the taco trade playing out later the week. Clarity could get things moving in the right direction. But yeah, if we continue to have these bouts of war every single evening, of course, we're going to be going back and forth. But yeah, hopefully you guys have 1 foot in, 1 foot out, just in case we do see another big pullback. And of course, you can buy some more of these dips on the lows. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. It's been, of course, your market update for the morning. And yeah, more coming soon tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thanks again for coming out, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one, guys. Have a good one. My buttons don't work. None of my buttons work. All right, guys, later.
Fly me to the moon, let me trade among the stars. Let me see what freedom's like without money and gold bars. In other words, hold my key. Oh! In other words, let's make history. Oh! Fill my lungs with more wrongs and let me huddle forevermore and more and more and more and more. I want more. I wish I could adore. In other words, I choose you. In other words, I love you.
Do I have any more paper to burn? I'm running out of paper. Not enough paper. All right, guys. I'll catch you again tonight. Have a great day. Get some stuff done. More chaos coming soon. Coming soon. Later.
Watch the cash burn, land fade. A new world rises, we've made the trade. The robots are rising, and he's taking the crown. But we're the ones that will back down.